Hello everyone, my name is Olivia Gavin and I'm presenting the outcomes of my master's project on improving rental housing platforms and the overall renting experience for young people in Ireland. My project is titled Designing for Scarcity, Enhancing Usability and Accessibility in Online Rental Housing Platforms for Young Renters. The problem I'm focusing my research and project on was the cost of living and the housing crisis in Ireland and the impact it has on young people. High rental costs and limited options means this is a difficult process and an overall stressful rental search experience. The news report below, titled To the Politicians, My Generation Lives with a Housing Crisis That Will Last a Lifetime, highlights that the crisis isn't just financial. The rental search itself has become exhausting. Platforms like daft.ie are flooded with demand, while social media groups are unregulated. Young people describe the process as desperate, stressful, and often unfair. The housing crisis is one of the biggest challenges faced by young people today, and the challenge isn't just about cost. It's the stress and decision-making strain caused by scarcity and competition in the Irish housing market. Why this matters. Renting is the first step to independence as a young person, and factors such as stress and scarcity affect mental well-being and decision-making. And online rental housing platforms can either help or make things worse in this situation. The Central Statistics Office released information that says many of those participating in their survey also reported having poorer mental health than they did when they were 20 and said they were very concerned about housing. Young people struggle to find affordable, suitable rooms, and the current online platforms don't make this process any easier. This project is about understanding those challenges and exploring how design can ease the journey for young renters, even if we can't solve the housing crisis itself. Achievements I met over the few months include conducting a mixed method research through design study that combined surveys which had 52 responses from young people in Ireland, interviews that were in-depth conversations with young renters in Ireland, and it was a diverse selection of people. I benchmarked current online rental housing platforms such as daft.ie and rent.ie, which are Ireland's two biggest housing platforms, and a focus group to evaluate a prototype I created in response to these challenges. I identified key barriers for young renters, which included affordability concerns, limited suitable options, and lack of trust and transparency. I designed and tested a prototype platform that centralizes listings, integrates trust and building features, and supports first-time renters. Produced user-centered design recommendations to guide future digital rental housing services, and ultimately contributed to human-computer interaction research by linking housing scarcity with usability, accessibility, and cognitive load in digital systems. My project was in 4 phases: discovery, analysis, design, and evaluation. The results of my survey show that the survey provided me with an overview of challenges faced by young renters. The interviews reinforced these survey results. Benchmarking revealed that the two widely used Irish rental platforms, daft.ie and rent.ie, revealed limitations in meeting the specific needs of young renters, and the focus group provided valuable insights into the usability and perceived value of the prototype. 3 things stood out to me from my results. First, people struggled to find available and suitable rooms. Second, the rental search is scattered across multiple platforms, which feels disjointed and stressful. Finally, trust and safety came up again and again. People want clearer, more transparent systems. I developed a low-fidelity prototype to test design ideas, which was a centralized online rental housing platform for young renters designed to meet their needs. Firstly, we have a landing page that provides room and roommate discovery to matchmake roommates, a community-based profile page with verifications, and has friends and mutuals to build that community and trust that young people want. And lastly, a standardized listing page that has minimum requirements, such as limited a certain amount of photos, videos, room tours, to provide transparency. The feedback was encouraging. Participants appreciated the clear navigation, but the strongest reactions around features that build trust and provide support. This showed that usability alone isn't enough, and young renters want platforms that also guide and protect them. The key findings from my project, which were interpreted from my results, are barriers and pressures for young renters. Young renters face unaffordable rents, hidden costs, and scarcity, which can create constant financial and emotional pressure. Lack of trust and accountability. Landlords often avoid responsibilities, and current platforms provide little transparency, leaving renters vulnerable. Fragmentation and centralization needs. The search is stressful and scattered across multiple sources. Renters want one centralized, streamlined platform. And lastly, desire for guidance and safety. Renters seek support beyond listings, including first-time guides, financial tools, and stronger trust and safety features. Overall, young renters want platforms that reduce stress and build trust. There was a few contributions made for my project. Firstly, academic. It extends HCI work on scarcity, trust, and usability in online rental platforms. Practical, design recommendations for more transparent, supportive housing platforms. And most importantly, social. It highlights young people's struggles in the Irish housing crisis and the role of digital design, and moves towards fairer systems that reduce stress and improve outcomes. The impact of my project has a few things. Firstly, it raised awareness of the unique struggles faced by young renters in the Irish housing market and provided insights for policy, platform providers, and housing organisations on how to improve digital rental services. It highlighted the role of trust and transparency in creating fair rental systems and opened a discussion on dark patterns in rental platforms, which are design patterns that aim to confuse and manipulate users, showing how hidden costs and poor design worsen renters' stress. Empowered young people's voices in shaping more ethical, inclusive, and supportive housing technologies. For the future directions, I would like to develop a high-fidelity prototype for deeper user testing and usability evaluation. Explore longitudinal studies to assess renters' experience over time. Investigate how trust, safety, and transparency features can be scaled across platforms. And collaborate with housing organisations and software developers to put findings into action. Expand research beyond Ireland to understand cross-cultural renter challenges in different housing markets. For the future, this work could continue and expand in several ways. It's very important and a topical issue that needs to be continued. We can't solve the housing crisis overnight, but we can design a more transparent and supportive renting journey for young people. That's been the goal of this project, not to solve everything, but to take meaningful steps towards making renter fair and more supportive. Thank you very much for listening.